We're along the shores of Lake Mead to meet up with some guys we'll be scuba diving with. They're part of a special program to help veterans recover from war.
I served in the Marine Corps, just a little over 9 years.
I was in the Navy for 5 years.
Richard Silva and Brian Moberg are part of a group called Waves.
Thank you both for your service to our country. Could you explain a little bit about what Waves does and what it's all about?
WAVE stands for Wounded American Veteran Experiencing Scuba. I'm a wounded vet, so I have a lot of implants. I have a neck fusion, back, leg. So being underwater, just that weightlessness is just awesome. So it's like being a massage all day while I'm underwater. Very calming, very relaxing for me. Not only that, but since they also certified my wife, it actually helped our marriage. It helped us communicate better. And my wife tells me, she knows when I get pent up, like, hey, you need to get in the water.
Yeah.
You need to get in there and do some diving. When I come back, I'm a better husband. I can function better.
Wow, that's incredible.
Veterans with brain trauma, amputations, and post-traumatic stress all have experienced the healing benefits of scuba through this program.
Members that they're claustrophobic. And you would think putting a hood on and goggles and going into darkness would increase that. But for whatever reason, there's some great peace when you're just hearing yourself breathe.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you hear down there. And you just calm, you get in your little zone.
Just worry about being in the moment, and that's, for a lot of us with PTSD, that's the key.
Out of that, for me, when I got out of it, you lose a little bit of your purpose of what are you doing on your day-to-day. And joining Waves, serving the rest of the public is another way to continue our service.
Here at Lake Mead, that service is done by working with the National Park to check out future dive sites.
The National Park's going to open up a recreational dive site for anybody who's certified to go experience. And around this bend over here, there's a plantation that they were using to build the Hoover Dam.
Before the dam was built, several towns, countless roads, bridges, and factories were located here. So when they dammed up the river, all of that ended up underwater in what is now Lake Mead.
So you're saying this was a hub for the workers while they were making the Hoover Dam?
This is where they made the cement. And now it's 90 feet underwater, right?
Oh, wow.
So we got to measure things out, see if there's anything kind of protruding that we need to get out of there. We got to make sure it's safe.
That's what's awesome, giving back.
That's pretty cool. We're gonna be kind of going with the flow today, observing these guys doing what they do, and it's gonna be interesting. 90 feet, 8-foot visibility, a little nerve-wracking.
This is gonna be a lot of fun, but I definitely still have those pre-dive jitters. We can see our dive site from here, basically in front of that concrete structure.
We're dealing with the National Park Service and military guys, so they are long gone. They're on a regimented schedule, and we're trying to keep up.
The Wave team calls what we'll be seeing a mission-oriented dive. Today's objective is to take measurements and create a dive site map.
You got the game plan in front of you.
Yeah, so these are train tracks.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and there's kind of this wall around. That's what we're measuring.
Visibility in Lake Mead is already low because with very little current, sediment just hangs in the water. So we need to avoid kicking up more sediment from the lake floor.
We're gonna try to descend with your team.
So there will be an orange line for us going this way.
Okay, well, we'll let you guys do your thing. We'll see you down there.
We're good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
5 minutes.
With limited visibility, one thing you don't want is mass problems.
You look pretty foggy.
But I've got them.
He needs defog.
And things are about to go from bad to worse.
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seemed like there were issues from the start.
Yeah, right away my mask was a problem, fogging and filling with water.
I didn't quite know what was happening, and so at first it was like, no, I think I'm good, let's continue down, and then I was like, something's not right.
I got a sudden sharp pain right in my left ear.
That really, really hurt. Yeah. And so I was just a little like shaken as to what the heck was that.
Well, let's talk it out and see what we can do. Thankfully, these guys all do 2 dives, so we'll have one more shot at this.
While our descent ended abruptly, members of the Waves team completed their first set of tasks. We're concerned about Colton. Ear pain is troubling, and while it's a common issue in scuba diving, often caused by the change in pressure experienced in a dive, diving even deeper could be dangerous. So he's gonna sit this out.
Round 2, I'm gonna go with our camera operator, Tony.
Yeah, let's do this. Rock the park.
Cool.
Good luck.
Thank you.
The vets on the Waves team are already back to work at the bottom as we start our descent. This rope goes from the surface right down to the train tracks where the divers are working. Following the rope will also help control our descent. All good so far, and soon we make it past the halfway point. But the deeper we go, the darker it gets. As we're nearing the bottom at about 80 feet, I can barely see Tony, and I'm losing my bearings. It's really dark down here, and for a moment, I get disoriented and a little nervous. But then I catch a glimpse of a team below me, and that helps me get my bearings. I'm ready to let go of the rope and explore on my own. The team is measuring the remains of a cement plant. They're using a spooled tape measure and slates to take notes. These measurements will be used to create a map of the future dive site, which will include these old train tracks. I can make out the railroad ties and tracks, and further up, there's a big square hole. It's an access shaft for machinery that was used for making the dam's concrete. One of the Waves guys motions for my flashlight and uses it to show us just how far down this goes. Because it takes longer to descend to this depth, our time down here is shorter, and after about a half hour, it's time to start making our way up to the surface.
Woo! That was pretty wild.
It's definitely not easy. We're double checking our work just because it is so hard to see down there. But luckily, you know, thanks to Waves, we get to dive frequently. Keeps you on top of your game, and we're able to get it done.
That's what it's all about. So
Yeah, totally.
we're giving back, not just for veterans, not just for the dive community, but for everybody to enjoy. Whoever wants to go down there, that's what's awesome.
So cool.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Make sure to leave any questions or comments that you have.
And please subscribe to the channel. There's a lot more to come.